declare a state of emergency because of an isolated, right, attack on public facility. No. And assuming that you even need a state of emergency to address a pipeline that has already been vandalized, because there has to be something has to be emergent, urgent, extremely urgent. If you want to declare a state of emergency because of pipeline vandalization, it will mean that in many states of the north today, the northern part of the country, where we are seeing terrorists killing people, like states of Benue, Plateau, and so on, people are being slaughtered by so-called bandits. State of emergency should have been declared in those states, including Ondo State, where I'm talking to you. Protest is taking place because so-called armed herdsmen are killing people. Why has state of emergency not been declared in those states? So you don't declare state of emergency because of specific or isolated security breaches. That itself is an indictment on the president. If the president declared the state of emergency in Rivers State because of the attack on the pipeline, the blowing up of the pipeline, the president himself is admitting to his incompetence as the commander-in-chief. He has not queried the chief of naval staff. He has not suspended the chief of naval staff. He has not queried or suspended the inspector general of police, the chief of defense staff, the chief of army staff, the chief of air staff. All the service chiefs are still in their offices. These are the persons that have the constitutional responsibility to safeguard all installations and all facilities. And there is no indication that anybody within the law enforcement institutions of our country have been penalized. So you are now saying that a pipeline that you have not established is caused by the governor that was vandalized. You are now removing you are not punishing the governor for it. Is the governor supposed to have stood by the pipeline with AK-47 to safeguard it? The president is just giving a ridiculous reason. This is not a basis to declare a state of emergency. The question of removal does not even arise because the constitution itself is clear on the tenure of office of a governor and when a governor can cease to hold office. So what you are seeing is an act of political desperation by the president. Tinubu is punishing Rivers people because they refused to vote him in the last general election, in the 2023 election. Everybody knows that APC lost Rivers State. The results that were declared were diabolical results concocted in the bedroom of some criminals who just sat down and wrote results. Independent review has shown that Labour Party won the presidential election in Rivers State. There is not, I mean, this is so clear. The APC did not win that election. So I believe that what Tinubu is doing here is basically preparing for 2027. I don't see this decision that he has taken as a decision taken to restore law and order, because he himself is a principal culprit in the exacerbation of the crisis in Rivers State. So whether you are looking at situations where the House can no longer perform its functions, assuming that is what Tinubu is saying in the case of Rivers, it does not lie in the mouth of Tinubu to call the NTA or call journalists and carry a wordless piece of paper and purport to remove the members of the House of Assembly and purport to, remove them for 6 months or suspend them for 6 months. It is supposed to be the responsibility of the National Assembly. But to say that a governor that was elected and affirmed by the Supreme Court Festival was duly elected, to now say that that person, the head of a federating unit, can be removed by the president, the head of the federal government can remove the head of a state in the name of suspension. It is a constitutional aberration. And to even say that the president can purport to appoint sole administrator, it is laughable. It is disgraceful. It is abominable. It is dubious that this kind of argument can even, that this aberration is even being put forward. But by his action in Rivers State, Tinubu has invited the military to take over the governance of Rivers State. That is what he has done. Tinubu has handed over the governance of a state in Nigeria to the Nigerian military. So what has happened is a presidential coup staged in Aso Rock against the government and people of Rivers State. There is no other way to describe it. There is no other way to describe it. General Ibo is unknown to the Constitution. The position of sole administrator is unknown to the Constitution. It is an aberration. What does it mean to administer a state solely? because solely or sole means alone. That is why those who are supporting the president, they are unpatriotic people. They are people that want to set Nigeria on fire. And it is shameful that Tinubu, who had publicly deprecated, excoriated President Jonathan and Obasanjo for declaring state of emergency. In Obasanjo's figures, go and check, it has been shown, the evidence has come out. Tinubu said he had no power to remove the governor of Plateau State. Today, Tinubu is doing exactly the same thing. So you can now see that this is political vendetta against the people of Rivers State on account of their decision not to vote the Milokon ideology.
So this is the political vendetta against the people of Rivers State on account of the fact that they refused to vote for him in 2023. Now, this is Inibehi Efyong. This man is a lawyer, and I think Sahara TV interviewed him here to get his take on this sole administrator state of emergency declaration by Bola Tinubu in Rivers State. So that's his response. So I took a few parts of the tape just so that I can emphasize a few points here. First of all, if you check our previous video I did, you'll realize that I already mentioned, like Dr. Tam George said, one of WK's former commissioner said, and this is a preparation towards 2027. This chaos that has been in Rivers State for the last 16, 17 months is preparation towards 2027. There's nothing other than that. So this is what Inibehi said of her as well. And this is all in preparation towards 2027. Because first of all, they need Rivers State. And you can see what's also happening in Edo State. And right now, you're finding out the local government councillors are now all defecting to APC. So we're resulting to becoming a one-state party country. So the few things they mentioned, APC lost in Rivers State in 2023. Independent findings are found out, and I've reviewed that APC lost in 2023. So what literally happened? Wike helped rig the election to become FCT minister. That's a bargain from the background. There's no other thing that Wike gave Tinubu that would have made him FCT minister. After all, El Rufai did much more than what Wike could have possibly done. But because Wike gave him the final thing that actually made him president, Rivers State, Labour Party won Rivers State. Peter Obi won Rivers State. But guess what? Middle of the night, result was announced. Tinubu won. The same way they announced the result middle of the night to say Tinubu won Rivers State, that's the same way they declared Tinubu the president of Nigeria, winner of the election, middle of the night when people sleep. When people slept, that's a coup. That's how coups happen. When people are not prepared, something happens. So what he said here is that it's a coup prepared in Abuja and against the people of Rivers State. That's exactly what happened in 2023. Polling coup that happened via INEC's help to get Tinubu to become president. And this is the result of it. In Ibeyi Efyong said this is a presidential coup, baked in the presidential palace of Villa against the people of Rivers State. This is all about. All right. All this shenanigans and all this fighting that's been happening in Rivers State is in preparation towards 2023. They know that they cannot get Rivers State. And they know they need Rivers State. They know they need Edo State. So what they're doing right now, they're causing chaos all over the country just to make sure that Tinubu wins. Okay. So if you're not subscribed, please like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section. If you're meeting this content for the first time, please subscribe, like, share, and put your comment as well. And for those who have been following us for a while, please subscribe. There's no need to wait anymore. Be part of the voice that's moving and that's going to push Nigeria in the right direction. So back to the point. I did a video on a short on the ambition of Bola Tinubu a while back. So I think you can check the other videos on this channel. You'll see them, man. The ambition of Bola Tinubu to become president is the destruction of Nigeria. The ambition of Bola Tinubu to get a second term, a lot of facilities and infrastructure in Nigeria would have to be destroyed. Uh, our judiciary is already captured. Our legislature is captured already. There's no opposition. So it's rather than saying, let us vote, let's get it to third. The Speaker of the House of Representatives just said, oh, if you are for it, say yes, so that they would not be able to tell who voted for it. You can see how they're kind of exempting themselves from the people who made that decision. This is crazy. What is happening in Nigeria is an aberration, just like in Ibehe quoted. It's an aberration of what is going on in Nigeria. But it's nothing strange. It is nothing out of the ordinary. And this is where I come to speak to all of Nigerians, young people especially. Our parents have done their time. The generations of Bola Tinubu are the ones that destroyed Nigeria to this point. And they're raising people from our generation to continue with their destruction. So for them, it does not matter what they leave behind. What matters to them is the fact that they have gotten their way. And you can see the destruction of Nigeria that they've left behind. And perhaps after Bola Tinubu, the next generation falls into the hands of the younger ones right now. So what these people like the likes of Wiki are looking for is for them to take charge of the country and continue this corrupt impunity, corrupt acts that they've been, meting on Nigerians. So I'm asking you today, young person, let's don't wait for these guys. We can't afford it. We tried before, it didn't work. See where it left us. See where it landed us. Don't wait for these guys anymore. We have to hit the street. We have to campaign really hard for 2027. We know they will want to rig the election. Their plans are already there to rig the elections. We need to start to get the rest of the candidates to come out now. That's why if you check my other videos, you see I specifically spent time doing 10 things that Peter Obi can actually do to win the 2027 election. And our preparation starts right now. So whether it's a Moyele Sowore or Peter Obi, it doesn't matter. We just want people with credibility and capacity and people with character. What we're currently having right now are not people who are fit for service. Nigerian political system is being captured by very people of strange and questionable characters like Tinubu, like Wike. And that's why when Wike calls for the rule of law, it is laughable to hear somebody who's as criminal as Wike call for the rule of law. Somebody who helped rig an election. And then reviews have now shown that River State was not won by APC. Peter Obi had a landslide delivery and won Nigerians over. But you know what? Thanks to INEC, thanks to the judiciary. So we cannot depend on the judiciary anymore. We cannot depend on INEC anymore. We cannot depend on our politicians to speak for us anymore. And by the way, let me just say this. There's no savior coming out from anywhere. It's me and you. We're the ones on the street. It's our siblings and our family members who are getting kidnapped every day. It's our family members who are getting killed every day by Fulani herdsmen in their farms, in their homes. They spend hours and hours and hours and hours digging the ground and planting their crops, and somebody just comes with his cows and then just destroy their farms. The destruction that's happening in Nigeria right now is alarming. So why we have to keep that 30 days challenge on. We have to keep calling this administration as terrible as we can define them to be. This is an aberration happening in Nigeria. As always, please, if you're watching this for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. If you have been part of this channel for a while and you have not yet subscribed, please join the group. Join the voices to make this change happen in Nigeria. We're not going to keep quiet. I am not keeping quiet. We've had enough. People are dying every day. People are dying. It's not about a case of it's happening in the Northeast right now. It's not just there. It's happening all over the country. Don't wait until it's your family member. So speak up today. As always, thank you and God bless you. Bye-bye for now.